saw a picture on a Facebook group, and somebody had a 22 LR AR, and I thought it was really cool. I started researching a little bit, and it turns out that there's one piece that kind of got this whole thing steamrolling here, and it's this K&S delete plate with flange. I think it's called a delete plate, but it allows you to put a folding stock on there, and this is a folder. This is going to be my 22 LR AR, and obviously not complete, still waiting on some parts, because I don't know if you know this, but it's kind of difficult to get certain things. So that was the primary reason for me starting to pick up 22 LR in the first place. And then I decided to take that over into the handgun platform, and I got a Glock G44. I got it about a week ago, and it is clear, no magazine. I got this to help me train without having to use a ton of my 9mm ammo. So this video is 5 reasons why I think it makes sense to train with 22 LR. First being that it is a great beginner platform. My wife and my son have expressed interest in shooting, and my daughter, when she's old enough to go to the range, I'm sure I'll take her. Learning how to shoot, it's important, you know, being able to defend yourself. Should I not even be here at home, they need to be able to defend themselves, protect the house, etc., etc. So great beginning platform, low recoil, so it's just a great caliber to start with. Reason 2, you can work on your fundamentals. You can get your proper grip, whether you're right-handed or left-handed. You can work on your grip, work on trigger discipline, anything that's a fundamental of shooting. You can do that, but also you can do that while still getting that tactile feedback of actually firing the weapon. You can get a little bit of recoil, and it just gives you that feedback that you feel when you actually pull the trigger. And that helps you cut down on something that people do, and that's flinch. You know, I've flinched before. I know it when it either the magazine was empty or there was a misfeed or whatever, or if the safety was on and I didn't even realize it with the AR pistol, and you go to pull the trigger and you go like that. That's something that you can work on, and it cut down on the flinching, but still have that feedback of actually firing the weapon and getting a little bit of recall, albeit with the 22. And then the third reason why I think it's good is because I can do the majority of the training with the 22, and then I can pick up my primary caliber, which is a 9mm for me. I can pick that up at the end of the day, at the end of the range session, and take just one box of 9mm and put it down range and really concentrate and work on what I just did in my range session. This was from my last range session, and I know it doesn't look like a lot to some people, but this is with the 22. Not bad. This is an 8-inch circle, but it can be better. I was pleased. I learned I'm going to the right, either high and low. So I got to figure it out. But I applied that. I took one box of 9, and then I did this. And I know this doesn't look like a lot to a lot of people, but to me, I felt that this was really validating. I felt that this was a really good session with one box of 9. I felt like I really did a really good job. I know I'm going to improve. I need to improve. So to some, this might be pretty terrible. To me, it's actually kind of encouraged, which I've never claimed to be an expert. I'm an advanced beginner. Another reason I got this number 4 is because the Glock G44, I know there are other brands of 22LR pistols or handguns, but this G44 is almost identical to the G19, which is a 9mm handgun, and it's very popular in the Glock world. I don't have one, maybe I'll pick one up, but this can be a great substitute if you do EDC a G19, because they are virtually identical. And then number 5, which just goes without saying, ammunition is very, very hard. It's not really a shortage issue. It's more of a supply and demand. It's in high demand, so most gun shops are charging whatever they want. If I were to walk into my local shop, I could pick up a box of 9. It's going to cost me $40. I don't want to do that, considering if I do find it at Bass Pro or at Rural King, it's $15, and I have enough that I don't need to pay $40. But I just got an order direct from CCI. I got 1,200 rounds, and I got Blazer and then CCI, and this cost me $100 for 1,200 rounds. If I were to pay for 1,200 rounds of 9mm right now, I'd be looking at like $800–900, and that more than justifies and pays for this handgun in and of itself. So it's 5 pretty decent reasons to be training with a 22, and that it makes sense to me. A couple of things that don't work: you definitely are getting less recoil. So if you're trying to train real world, you're definitely going to get less recoil. So fire a shot, the muzzle of the gun is going to come up a little bit, and then you're going to have to come back and get on target. With the 22, you're not going to get as much rise, so you definitely have to account for that. And then for me, going from a G44 with the 22 over to a SIG P320, the ergonomics are slightly different, so you could lose a little bit there, but it's not terrible. I don't think it's enough that making this for nothing. I still think it's pretty worthwhile that I bought this, and I think it's already paying dividends. So that's it. I was hoping not to make this too long. Are you training with 22? Do you think it's a good idea? Let me know down in the comments. Hit that thumbs up. Let's overwhelm the YouTube algorithm. My last 2 videos have done well after being brought down a couple of videos in a row. Make sure you're subscribed, because I have more videos coming. Like I said, I'm trying to do 2 a week, and we're going to keep that up until I run out of ideas. We'll see you in the next video.